Hello everyone, welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Once again, I know this is not an airplane. This is a pilot boat. It is the emergency support boat by Marine RM. You can get on flightsim.to. I'll have it linked in the description below, but I want to showcase just how versatile this simulator actually is, being a digital twin, and now that we have boat mods coming out for it. A big thanks to Thrustmaster for sponsoring today's video. We're using the Thrustmaster HOTAS 1 setup. I've been using this for my career mode on my main PC, not my flight sim PC, this entire time, and I've been getting a lot of questions. Hey, what are you using? That's what I'm using. All right, welcome aboard the pilot boat here. Keep in mind the sounds and all that are not that good, and not to mention you can't click on anything here in the actual boat yet, but that will change as the sim allows more third-party developers more freedom to do things. So I'm bringing power up about half here. That is modeled. You can actually see the throttle move around there. There's some different view sets here. You got one right off the nose here, one up the side, and then you have the ability to look behind you too, which is cool. And you can use the weight and balance to put people in the boat with you, which is pretty cool. And another view all the way back here. Now I have my ship traffic turned all the way up, and we should see some of that here as we are headed into Auckland, New Zealand. So you can see we have waves, we have a wake, all sorts of cool effects happening here on the boat. But the sound kind of sounds like a bit of a Cessna 172 or something like that. So I would like to see more accurate sounds for these boats, that's for certain. Let me just get right on around this guy over here on the right-hand side. And no, this is not a free boat. These are payware boats. Yeah, check out that. That looks really, really good. So anywho, we are in Auckland, New Zealand. Let's bring this thing up to power here. Full power, and you can see how this thing behaves on the waves. It's actually pretty believable. And I want to say a big thanks to MSFS Flight Plans, a YouTube channel, for going out there and finding all the good spots that has, you know, good photogrammetry and all that in the world. And they're just really good videos. I'll have it linked in the description below if you want to check them out. They do some tours of a lot of different places and take a lot of time and effort into those videos. And you always learn something every single time you watch one of those. But he was the one who found Auckland as probably one of the best photogrammetry areas in the entire sim, so that's what we are checking out today. And you can see downtown all the way from here and the port just beyond there. The water masks look really good, and it's a pretty darn believable experience. And this begs the question, how good is this sim at being a ship sim? I really think the foundation is here. I think if more third-party developers put more life into this kind of project, it's everything we've ever wanted, you know, as far as a ship sim. And I played a bunch of different kinds. I played, was it Nautis? I own Nautis, which is a payware one that is used by actual simulators for the big, massive ships. Now, I do have a few ships that we can check out today. We're just checking out the pilot boat right now because I think it's got the best buoyancy and the most believable feeling as far as going up and down on waves. Now I have custom weather in because it was just too nice of a day down here in New Zealand. So I put the wind up at about 14 knots right now. That's why we're getting some white capping and all that happening here. You can, you know, crank everything up, but it tells you right there in writing, please don't go above 40 knots because it's not what this thing is designed for. And just like in real life, you wouldn't want to be out in one of these. That would end your day and capsize your vessel. So I'm just going nice and easy with that as of right now. I do like, you see how the nose comes down? It feels like it pulls back. Like that is what we have been wanting so much with float plane flying in Microsoft Flight Sim. And in 24, it's much better than it was in 2020. Is it perfect? No, absolutely not. But we get more of a believable experience on the water, and I think that's pretty darn cool. All right, we're getting closer to downtown Auckland, and we can see some of the AI ship traffic out here on our way into the port. Now, keep in mind, I have already tried to go under bridges like the one there in front of us. However, it does not go well. So you can't go under the bridges. I think that'll be changed once the third-party sceneries happen. Honestly, I think a lot of what's happening is we're not getting the world updates streamed in properly for the actual sim. And it's creating issues because we're not seeing things that we saw in 2020. Like, Miami looks absolutely amazing in 2020, but here in 2024, it looks terrible. So it's clearly not bringing in those world updates that we know and love so much. So I'm hoping they get that squared away and we can have some actual nice photogrammetry and the city world updates, all that stuff, the 10 cities. Because a lot of those 3D modeled bridges, you can go underneath them, no problem. But here today, we cannot. We got a ship over here, so let's go ahead and pull our power back. We are a pilot boat, so we're going to moor up next to this thing, and we're going to get this crew off of this ship. We're going to take them into port. We're going to be the nice people today. You also have the left side view here, which is also really nice. We have side thrusters, so I can go right on the... ooh, hello. They're a little powerful. So you can go right and left on the twist grip here, and we can moor a little better here. So let's pull up here to this boat right here. A little bit more power. There we go. That's pretty good right there. And like I said, we can just use the side thrusters all we need. So we'll just go left, side thruster, and a little bit of right there. There we go, like that. I don't know if these are actually modeled. I've never tried to moor one of these, so I don't know. We're about to find out that for the first time together. I think we're going to clip through it. Are we? Yeah, we're going to clip through it. So there you go. We tested that theory, and it was no bueno. But we're going to get this crew off of their ship, and we'll take them into port. We got everybody on board. We're going to put this thing into reverse here. And we're just going to spin out to the right here. Pressing this little button in. What I like about this HOTAS 1 is you have a ton of button options. Look at that. You can even see the wake there. So we're going to release that button right there. Pull it back to idle. Bring it back on up. And we'll start turning this thing out to the right. But yeah, you have a button there. You have 3 here. You have these back and forth ones here, the paddles. That's for your trim up and down if you want. And you have some buttons up here, which is really nice on the top right. I use that for the brackets and the information during my career mode that I don't want to see when I don't want to. Got brakes there. And then you have your little hat switch. It's a $99 simple setup, but I have my Thrustmaster eSwap Pro, which is also a fantastic controller as well, kind of like a Xbox controller. But this is a big step up from doing that, and I don't have to have a whole flight sim setup here at my main PC, and I can do things as silly as this, as driving a boat here in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. All right, bring our power up, and we're gonna head into port now. All right, we're past the bridge now, and we're heading into the actual port. You can see it out in the distance there, which looks really, really good. The city looks really good from a distance as well. And that tower there is a 3D modeled point of interest, which tells you that this actually is running a world update in it, instead of just being a default one. Is that another pilot boat over there? I think it is. That little guy on the side? Looks like another pilot boat. That green one. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, so the closer you get to the shoreline, you start seeing the warts for certain. Yeah, a lot of ship traffic here. I like that. All right, I'll pull our power back just a little bit here. I don't need to be going insanely fast here. There are a bunch of different ships that are coming out for the sim by RM, and I gotta say, I'm on the cusp of buying the yacht next. I'd love to do a trip from Miami to the Bahamas. And I'll probably do that on a live stream or something like that. All right, we got more ships over here. And we're going to look and see what the best option is for us to come into here. It looks like it's going to be just off to our right. I don't think we're going to have any actual spots to moor up to, sadly. But I'll keep my eye out, that's for certain. Yeah, this is such a neat experience. And imagine, you know, you just go on as an observer on VATSIM, and you're just trolling around out here and you're watching the planes going in and out during an event. I think it's pretty darn cool what you can do in this sim. We're just getting started. Now, I did drive boats and ships and stuff in Microsoft 2020, but it was not this good. It just wasn't. This rivals the feeling of Nautis, but honestly, Nautis is trying to be a very realistic sim. And if you're ever interested in Nautis and you want to see what that's like, let me know in the comments below. I can definitely do a video on that and show you. You can operate cruise ships and all that stuff. But having the world at your fingertips here, per se, it doesn't get any better than this. So this actually looks really cool, except for those horrible spires over there on our right. We're just not going to look at those, but look at all the Gaia ship traffic out here. Very nice. And once I get an update for my global AI shipping traffic and all that stuff from Orbix, I'll definitely be putting that in here as well. All right, we got past all these guys. There's a fishing boat over here, a couple different boats. Let's bring our power back up, and we're gonna head over here to the main port area and drop these guys off. All right, we're gonna make our right turn here, and this will get us pointed in the right direction. The cranes look actually pretty darn good for being photogrammetry. That's not terrible at all. And go the other way. There we go. Go forward here. That's about as good as it's gonna get right there. All right, they can get off the boat now. Here's the other boats I have. I have a yellow dual fuel ASD tugboat. I've got a speedboat, luxury yacht. These are the old ones. They don't work they still work, but they're not as good as these newer ones that came out. And here's the big boy right here. We're gonna go to livery, and you can choose between all these different ones here. Let's do the Hellespont Alhambra. That'll work. Just outside of Cardiff here, I'm gonna go ahead and just show you how you do this. You just click on here, you say set as departure, and then instead of airborne, we're gonna go on the ground, ready for takeoff, and we hit start flight. And here we are loaded up in this beautiful ship. Unfortunately, has no sound to it, but Cardiff doesn't look that bad, to be honest with you. Here we are in the ship, so I can just go left, and we can bring up the power, and like I said, it has no sound to it, unfortunately, so we're not going to get any feel of that. So let's just go ahead and put a little bit of power in. You just see how calm the water is here. So we're going to change that up. All right, I think that looks a lot better, a lot more blustery, that's for certain. And I did crank the winds up to about 30 knots. So this should have some decent swells on it now. All right, bring up our power. Let's go full power here. And we're just going to get this thing on track out into this rain, just off our nose a little bit. It does have these working screens, just like the last one did. So I can go to map mode if I wanted to, but you can make it during the evening. We could probably see it a little bit better. So I'm going to go ahead and just adjust the time here to where it's like right at dusk. Well, at night, does it come up? Yeah, it comes up a little bit there. You can see it starts to get better in the evening time. You start seeing the screens a lot better than you could before. Different views. You got the one right off the nose here. You have the middle one. You have one all the way here in the back. And then we have the right side looking out the back there, and then the left one looking out the right front as well. But yeah, I would love if this thing had like a low, like, you know, a good sound to it. I think that'd be a lot of fun. And I think more people would probably use something like this, even in this sim. Now, as soon as Microsoft allows these third-party developers to have working things happening here, well, this actually seem to work, don't they? We start the engine, shut down the engine. Looks like that's actually working. It wasn't before. Internal lights, floodlight, offload oil, and you can do mooring as well. That's cool. I don't know if it's actually working. And there you go. That looks pretty darn good. It's got the lights on the outside of the ship. And something that is lacking in these ships is the ability to have an autopilot. And, you know, I know that it's not an airplane, but LNAV would work, you know, laterally. It would know which way to point and hold that the best it could. I think that would really bring a lot of light to these ships as well. And you could make a flight plan on the map, and then you could just have the autopilot take care of that while you're sailing away, which is pretty darn cool. If we do offloading oil, what does that do? Oh, nope, it broke it. See when I came back in? Oh, nope, we have that. Offloading oil does not work. Floodlight, front spotlight works. Start engine, internal lights, offloading, mooring don't work. So there you go. That's pretty much a look at what it's like to do some, you know, ship sim style stuff here in this sim. I think that it's got a lot of potential to be something fantastic as far as making those trips, those long trips, you know, that you can't in a lot of the other ship sims out there. So that would be really, really cool. All right, folks, that's going to do it for this episode of Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. Even though we didn't fly an airplane, we did check out some pretty cool ship mods. Look at the lighting there on the deck. That looks cool. You can even see people out there. And that is a storm we are headed for right now as well. But yeah, great foundation here. I think we can actually do some ship sim operations as time goes on, and especially whenever Microsoft allows these WASM issues that the third-party guys are having. So anywho, that'll do it. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.